Here's my thoughts on what exercise to finish off your fast for. So if you have fasted for 24 hours, maybe 36 hours, maybe 42 hours, what is the best way to finish off your fast with like exercise? Now, with fasting, what happens is that your body becomes, from what I've read, is that it's not so much you produce more insulin or you produce more testosterone, but your cells in your body become more sensitive to the insulin that you do produce. So whenever you do eat, it's not that you produce more or for longer or a higher peak, which I think you do produce a higher peak, but anyway, is the fact that your cells throughout your body are more sensitized to be able to absorb that insulin, and that insulin which is carrying all the kind of food and nutrients and calories and stuff and fat. So doing any type of exercise at the end of a fast is a good thing to further heighten your sensitivity to stuff like insulin. Doing weights should potentially increase your insulin sensitivity, your growth hormone, your what's the other one? And testosterone, probably. Doing interval training, I was reading up somewhere where that interval training, like hill sprints, like 50 meters, or no, not 50 meters, that's probably a bit too long, but like 20, 30 meters, hill sprint, walk, hill sprint, walk, hill sprint, walk, with a short rest interval in between. That increases your prolactin, which I'm not 100% sure what that does, but that is involved in lactation. So, you know, if you're having breast milk, you lactate, and prolactin is something to do with that. So I don't know if doing hill sprints makes your boobs leak. Maybe, not 100% sure. However, it is also related with some... It's not sex hormones, actually. It's not like testosterone and stuff. It's actually your... what was it? Prolactin is related to sexual satisfaction, which is an odd one. It actually potentially lowers your testosterone levels, but increases your satisfaction levels of having sex. Bit of an odd one there. Don't know what the process of that or the benefit of that one is. Anyway, the other option, so you either do weights, or you do intervals, or you do kind of a LSD, long slow distance, or like an endurance thing, either cross trainer, jogging machine, slow pace, 30 minutes or more, trying to burn like 300-400 calories kind of thing. That one, doing that at the end, would be really badass because, what was the reason for that? The reason for that is because when you've fasted, your body is already in a glycemic low, as in your body, if you've trained, or this is not so much for people who sit in their ass and do nothing, this is for people who are regularly trained. If you fast, your body uses up the carbohydrates stored as in glycogen in your muscle cells, in your fat cells and your liver, and then it goes on to start breaking down the fat cells throughout your body as well, which means sometimes, yeah, your muscles will get smaller because you've used up the intercellular fat and intercellular glucose or glycogen within your cells throughout your body, so you may be smaller. The more you train, the more glycogen you can store. They're saying a sedentary person can hold 400 grams, or is it 400 calories of glycogen? Meanwhile, if you train lots, and if you do fasting and train fasted, you can increase that up to 3 times, in other words, 1,200 grams or 1,200 calories, can't remember, of glycogen can be stored within your body. So you can increase the cells, or that you can increase the glycogen cells themselves. So if you, at the end of a fasting period, when you're already glycogen depleted, and you do a low intensity, long duration exercise, here's the big point, your body will more likely tap into burning the fat cells far more aggressively than anything else. So you'll have a huge growth hormone increase. You'll potentially have an insulin increase as well. Would you have an insulin increase? No, but your insulin sensitivity will be huge for whenever you do eat. And testosterone, probably not much of an increase at all, but definitely your growth hormone will be huge. So I would say, in terms of fat loss, at the end of a long fast being more than 24 hours, I would say, doing something where you're just not really straining yourself, not really making it difficult, but you're doing a lot of calories. So you're just like on the treadmill, gradient 8, walking at speed 5 or something like that. Doing that for 30, 40, 50 minutes. If you can do it for an hour, then a bit of cross trainer. Pretty much all of those calories that you'll be burning will be fat cells. Not just calories of fat, but fat cells being burnt. So, and you would get a huge growth hormone response as well. So that's double good. In terms of strength and stuff, the more important thing about the strength or gaining muscle mass is the meal that you eat after you've done all that. Because you'll be super sensitized to all that kind of stuff, no matter which bits of your body you've worked out or not worked out, everything you eat will be stored, much more stored as glycogen rather than fat. Or some of it will be fat, definitely. But first it'll want to do is restore your glycogen stores. And, that's blinding! And then after your glycogen stores are repaired, then it will store up your fat. So if you've trained a lot and you've got a 1,200 calories of glycogen potential, then that means you can have 1,200 calories of food, and all that will really potentially affect is your glycogen storage. Maybe, fingers crossed. I'm not 100% sure. Nobody is, really, but that's my idea. That's what I think whenever I'm doing it. Hope that helps. Bye-bye.